Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the scoreboard keepers. Around here, we don't keep receipts, we keep the score. So if you want to get on the board, make your point. If it makes sense, we'll add it to the board. If it don't, we won't. Scoreboard keepers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard Keepers. I am your host, the Ref, where we keep you up to speed on the latest in sports, music, and hot topics. Today, we're diving into the madness that is in March Madness 2025. That madness. The NCAA Tournament has been nothing short of thrilling with upsets, buzzer beaters, and standout performances. Let's break it all down. And before we do, y'all already know they are on the board. So who are we flagging down today? Who we flagging down today? Let's add them to the board and get the clock rolling. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you back to the Scoreboard Keepers. And you know what we do here. The Sweet 16 is set, and the journey to get here has been wild. Top-seeded Florida Gators advance after a nail-biting win over UConn, ending the Huskies' hopes of a historic three-peat. Man, they got to be going through it. Listen, Kansas City experienced the same thing. Kansas City Chiefs, these three-peats just are not working. The three-peats are not back-to-back, yes, but these three-peats are not working so well this year. Maryland delivered one of the tournament's most memorable moments with a buzzer beater by freshman phenom Derek Queen, securing a 72-71 victory over Colorado State. Meanwhile, Michigan State overcame a halftime deficit to beat New Mexico, sending legendary coach Tom Izzo to his 16th Sweet 16. That man been around forever. Y'all hear what I'm saying? That man has been around forever, and guess what? Wherever he goes, he wins. So guess what? It has to be something with the coaching, man. It has to be. That says something about your coach, man, because we're always mentioning that man's name. Congratulations to Michigan State, and congratulations to the Florida Gators also. Okay, those are some top programs. They've been around for a while too. They always have some ballers that come out of there. Okay. If who came out of didn't Draymond Green come out of Michigan State? I believe he did. I believe Draymond Green came out of Michigan State. So March Madness wouldn't be complete without some Cinderella stories, right? Colorado State, a 12 seed, nearly pulled off the stunning upset against Maryland, but fell just short. On the other hand, Ole Miss, a 10 seed, shocked Iowa State with a dominant performance, advancing to the Sweet 16 as one of 7 SEC teams still in the tournament. Don't tell me the SEC has switched their sport. Okay, don't tell me it's basketball and not football now. What? They're going to be doing this well in both sports? Some talent, man. Some talent going on down there in the SEC. But they got, the leaders in football in the SEC have some competition now. It's not Alabama anymore. You know what I mean? It's LSU is on the rise. LSU is, as far as recruiting, they're doing their thing this year. And I'm glad that this, pretty much that this NIL is doing what it's doing, because I was so used to seeing like all these players going to one team and started being, redundant. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's like, wow, if we know who's going to win every year, what's the purpose of watching? We know who's going to be in the finals. We don't want sports to be that predictable. Not me, anyway. This is why I like March Madness. You never know what's going to happen. Several players have emerged as stars of the tournament. Caleb Love of Arizona dropped 29 points in a thrilling win over Oregon, showcasing his clutch gene in the final minutes. Derek Queen of Maryland has been a revelation with his buzzer beater and all-around playmaking. And listen, and they talking about Derek Queen. It's not just a playmaker, but he's a fan favorite. So they keep an eye on these players as the tournament progresses, which I will. I'm looking forward to seeing Derek Queen play. to see if he can play when the lights come on at its brightest. Looking ahead, the Sweet 16 matchups promise more excitement. Florida will face Maryland in a clash of styles, while Michigan State takes on Ole Miss in what could be a high-scoring affair. Don't tell me no defense. Please don't tell me no defense. We're having this problem in the NBA. You know, we already did a video on this, and we did a segment on this where the defense is non-existent in the NBA anymore, and it's not fun to watch. People don't even want to go to the All-Star game any longer because there's no defense there. We have to get back to our fundamentals. We have to get back to our basics. We have to start teaching it. It can't be a jump shooting contest. It can't be everybody can shoot a jumper. They make it to the league. These guys have to be able to play defense. Michael Jordans of the world did it. Kobe Bryant's of the world did it. Gary Payton's of the world did it. These guys were not just offensive scorers. They were defensive players of the year. Also, we have to start instilling that back in our kids. We're getting away, and this game is not fun to watch any longer. We watched Chicago Bulls drop 146 points on the Los Angeles Lakers a few days ago. They had 30 fast break points and 18 threes. That's taking the night off. That's no defense at all. So I don't want to see. I don't want to see that. I want to see defense. I like offense, but I want to see defense also. You understand what I'm saying? That's the competition. The SEC has made history with its dominance this year, and all eyes will be on whether they can continue their run. They're doing very well right now. You know what I mean? So, ladies and gentlemen, that's your March Madness 2025 update. The tournament is living up to its name, and we can't wait to see what happens, especially with Maryland and Michigan State. We can't wait to see what happens with them. You know what I'm saying? In Southern Mississippi, you know, they're old Mississippi. They're sleepers. So, you know, but please, man, I need these players to get back to some defense. The integrity and the fabric of the game is relying on this. I mean, we got people now where we go to the All-Star weekend, and it's people that don't have any interest in watching the All-Star game because they know it's not going to be competitive. So they're trying to, you know, patch it up with all these other things, such as like the skills games, and the dunk contest doesn't even have its appeal any longer. They go to the dunk contest now, and the best competition are not participating. They're going there to see one guy who's winning it every year now, and there's no competition. It's like they've lost interest in the game, or they lost interest in the competitive acts. So if people have crowned a winner before it's even taken place, what's the use of even participating? Because it seems like it would be biased, especially if everybody's going to see one player. So for our AAUs out there and the NCAA, these kids are coming into the league without playing any defense. Like, I mean, it's a shame because these things never happened. And you know what? You know why these things have changed? And I'm going to tell you why they've changed. See, when Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and all them guys were coming up, guess what? They made their bones on the playgrounds where if you didn't play defense, they was going to talk trash on you. And the only way to stop a trash talker is you got to shut them down. Now today, everybody wants to play alongside each other. There's no fire. There's no fire there. I mean, you used to dislike the players in the other uniform. And now everybody wants to go along to get along. No, that's not what competitive sports is about. You know, it's like more business now, more business. Like I don't know if there's certain players. I know for sure that there's certain sports that I wouldn't be able to play today because of the rules and the rule changes and you know, just everything that's going on. Just like, for example, I don't even know if like somebody like Dennis Rodman could play in the NBA today. He would be too aggressive for some of these players, and they would be crying foul a lot of the times, and they wouldn't understand what physical ball is about. Not saying that there's not any tough NBA basketball players, but as a whole, you know, the points are up. You know what I mean? They're like, we used to watch Detroit Pistons, and we would know that a team wasn't going to score over 95 points on that defense because they was bringing defense. They were about shutting teams down, and We talking about defense as a collective unit. I'm not talking about one. I'm talking about all 5 of them guys was playing defense. Because where they was, they had the capability of keeping you under 90 points a lot of times. I mean, people need to do their research on this kind of stuff. Those are the kind of things that need to get light shined on them. They don't need to be shoved, tucked away and put in a closet or shoved in a rug, under the rug and pushed over there. These things need light shined on them. And our players that's coming up now, especially these younger players, they need to take notice of these things. I don't have any problem with people putting the ball in the hoop. But what I got a problem is that if it's just people watching these players put the ball in the hoop, okay? If he can shoot, he can shoot. If he can play, he can play. But that doesn't have anything to do with your competitive edge and wanting to stop this individual. If you know there's somebody that's willing to walk out on that floor thinking that he's going to drop 30 tonight, you should, every fiber of your body should be ready to prevent that. Every fiber. I mean, that's the things that you would look on a scout sheet and say, look, I'm shutting that down tonight. He's not doing that tonight. He's not getting off tonight. I'm shutting him down, and I want to be known as the guy that's going to shut him down. I'm going to do it to you, but you can't do it to me. Okay, that's the mentality that Gary Payton had. I'm gonna shut you down, but you're not gonna shut me down. And ladies and gentlemen, I know you hear the buzzer, because that's going to conclude our 10 minutes. I knew it would only take 10 minutes. You know what I mean? For the March Madness, it only took us 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. So you guys, you know what I mean? Thank you for tuning in to the Scoreboard Keepers podcast, where we keep you plugged into everything you need to know in sports, music, and hot topics. So until the next time, you know what I mean? I need you guys to like, share, and subscribe to the channel and become a part of the Scoreboard Keeper podcast family. Okay, become a scoreboard keeper, man. I need you guys to like, share, and subscribe this channel and thumb up the video and leave your comments down below. Let's engage. Let's tell me what you guys think about what's going on in this March Madness, man. You know what I mean? Because we would like to hear it. And before we go, we always, not sometimes, but we always give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High God. Not just any God, but the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that God, because that's the God we serve. So until we see you the next time, ladies and gentlemen, God bless. And score. Have a good night.